What do we do now?
Forgive me for the laziest of intros, the laziest of Instagram reels, the laziest of YouTube shorts for the post-game reaction of Collingwood's draw against Hawthorn. There's a first time for everything, and it's pretty clear. The first draw covered on this channel, the first draw ever against Hawthorn, and forgive me as well. I've overslept my alarm and I have a throbbing headache, and I don't want to be doing this review covering a draw on a Friday morning before work. It, it's just, yeah, I hate Thursday nights. I hate this week. This draw was a microcosm or symbolic of my week. Sorry for the personal ranting or whatever. Thank you for the sympathy in the previous video. I'm not asking for it. It's just I'm ranting and raving. Skip this part, whatever. Sorry about it. The game itself, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that last 40 odd seconds where Hawthorn's able, or we get it out defence, Tom Barras is able to take that intercept mark, handball it off straight away. Josh Ward goes inside 50. Darcy Moore's supposed to take the mark like Tom Barras did, and Darcy Moore fumbles it and then gives away the high free kick. I'm sorry, but that just sticks out for me. And that's why we're battered, we're bruised. I'm proud, sure, but I am disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm not going to say I'm angry, I'm disappointed, but like, this should have been a win. 7 points up with a minute to go, and we've got no win to show for this. So disappointed's not the right word for it. It'll come out eventually, but I said during the week that I just had this feeling, this hunch that Hawthorn were gettable, and I copped it from a few people, not just in the YouTube comments, but also in real life. And I stuck fat by that. I just thought for some reason, Hawthorn, a 6 game win streak, they've looked a bit shaky at times, and I wouldn't say they're due for a loss, but I just felt like this was going to be sort of a reality check for them that, hey, this is not going to be an easy win for them. The first 5 minutes of this game, I thought Hawthorn were going to absolutely roll us. Their forward 50 pressure was immense, even though the tackles inside 50 didn't reflect it on the stat sheet. I just thought everything looked right. They were set up defensively. They were switching it up. They were trying to expose us, make the ground bigger than it is. The MCG is big enough as it is, yet they were able to do that so far. And yet we're able to just hold firm, stand tall, convert our chances, which was the theme for Collingwood. Such a bizarro game as well. We were able to convert our chances every time we went forward of centre, heading inside 50. Yet Hawthorn, as good as they are in the midfield right now, they are very underrated. You've got to give Hawthorn their props, their flowers, their due respect for the midfield performances they're dishing out right now. Even though I still think they're a star midfielder away from really dominating the competition, I think this game showed that we needed another star midfielder. I say another star midfielder because Nick Dacos will keep doing Nick Dacos things, but Jordan De Goey can only play so far, so well in games. He had a very good first half, his best half of footy in quite some time. I wasn't going to say ever, that would be an overreaction, but 4 disposals in the second half when he had 2 goals and 15 disposals up until half time, even though he had no clearances or centre clearances to show for it. Ned Long had a point to prove against his old side, but he gave away so many free kicks. And Angus Anderson only had 8 disposals. Bo McCreary was out. Pendlebury was out. Sidebod gets injured and he plays an outside role for the remainder of this game. Crisp was in there at times. Uh, yeah, the midfield depth for us wasn't here compared to Hawthorn, yet we're able to get away with a draw. And Hawthorn dominated the stat sheets on so many levels. It's such a weird game to digest where we as Collingwood fans, or another thing as well about that, I'm not angry and I'm disappointed, yada, 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 but this is the sort of game where I'm not going to argue with Collingwood fans, and I don't expect Collingwood fans to argue with me about you should be more angry about Darcy Moore, or you should be more angry about this and that, or you should be happy about this and that. It's up to you guys, and I'm sure heading into this game, we didn't expect a win. 5 day break. To be fair, Hawthorn had a 5 day break, but this the way we managed our players and the 5 day breaks just don't work for us. Thursday night footy doesn't really work for us. It works more for Hawthorn. They're the younger side. They're more fresh. They're fit and firing. They're prepared. They're the unbeaten side. And yet we're able to take it to Hawthorn. We had the lead for the majority of this game. And yet we sit here, not as losers, but with a draw. No win to show for it. That's what I'm looking at as it's a fluctuation of positivity, negativity, optimism, pessimism, and there'll be a little bit of realism as the days go by. Thankfully, there's a VFL tonight, which I'll touch on a little bit later in this video. But yeah, it's not 7 points, but it should have been a 7 point win for us. It's the one that got away. I'm sure Hawthorn fans are feeling something similar. They're probably thinking we got away with that one, but maybe they're thinking they should have won as well. But team stats, that will reflect everything. Minus 76 in disposals. Honestly, not surprised by that. Minus 29 contested possessions. I just wished we were able to match a good side in contested possessions. We dominated against Essendon. We matched against Carlton. Carlton has a very good midfield, mind you. Hawthorn do, but minus 29 contested possessions. Uh, we need a lift in that area against a quality side or quality sides. Teams like Geelong, Sydney coming up. Hey, minus 19 hitouts, 22-41. Yeah, Lloyd Meek, Ned Reeves, they played better compared to Oscar Steen and Darcy Cameron. Darcy Cameron banged up and bruised. I'll touch on the injuries a little bit later. Oscar Steen, I didn't expect him to take the world by storm here. I guess a serviceable game. I expected more, but again, he's a well, not a first year player, but he's a youngster, so I will technically cut him some slack. He had a good goal, or kicked a good goal in that third quarter. Clearances minus 16, and that's the problem right there. 5 centre clearances for the game for Collingwood, Hawthorn 19. We did not win any centre clearances in the first and the third quarter. We won 4 centre clearances in the second quarter and 1 in that final quarter. Yeah, very disappointing. Hawthorn were able to kick a few goals, 5 up until three-quarter time, I think it was, from centre ball ups. But if Hawthorn were a better side heading in with centre clearances and CBAs, like Brisbane, this would have been an arse whooping yet again. So grateful and sort of thankful we got away with this one. Stoppage clearances were even. Most of them were, I guess, free kicks that resulted in clearances set up for it. We won the tackles. We always win the tackles. Majority of games we win the tackles, 53-45. Inside 50s, minus 28. Ironically, it was us, 62-34 against Essendon. Here against Hawthorn, 34-62. But the goal efficiency is what matters. And we had a 44% goal efficiency, 15 goals from 34 inside 50s, pretty much like we did against Freo last year. Hawthorn, 21% goal efficiency. That's a down day for them. That's an off night for Hawthorn standards. Efficiency inside 50, that dwindled down from the first quarter to the last quarter, 55.9%. 56% if we want to round it up, compared to Hawthorn, 48.4%, under 50%. Stats wise, Hawthorn around the ground should have dominated. It was inside 50, it was what cost them. The accuracy in front of goal as well. It was at times where it was like, oh, maybe they don't deserve to win this game. But again, here we are. It's a draw. Both the teams are even. I'm not going to sing the song. And I had mates as well telling me you should be proud of this. I am proud, but I want a winner's mentality, right? We should have won this game. 46 seconds to go. I think it was D'Ambrosio who missed it. So we had the kick out, 41 seconds to go. We bomb it long, chewed up some time, but yeah, Barras able to intercept that, play on. Hawthorn go inside 50. We should have taken an uncontested mark and won the game, and it's not to be. D Moore, high tackle on D Moore, and here we are now. It's a draw. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. We're battered, we're bruised. I'm proud, sure. But I mentioned in my preview video about how Collingwood always gets injuries against Hawthorn, and this game here was no exception. Harry Perryman with a hamstring injury. Darcy Cameron with apparently it's an ankle injury, but once that adrenaline wears off, once he wakes up on a Friday morning, he's going to be absolutely sore. And we're going to expect Darcy Cameron, in my opinion, to miss some time. Side bottom with a swollen hand, not a broken hand apparently, but he'll get scans. I wouldn't be surprised if side bottom gets rested. And obviously with Membry with the hamstring injury, other players look banged up and bruised throughout this game. Nick Dacos with the hip, Braden Maynard took some hits. I'm surprised Jack Crisp wasn't finally injured or he's going to miss games. But yeah, there's no player stats for this one. Nick Dacos was Nick Dacos. Dan Houston, 2 behinds. Usually there's like 2 or 3 acts in games where Dan Houston just looks terrible. And for this one, it was the goals, the shot at goals in the second quarter, because he's not that guy yet. But if he kicks those goals, he's hands down the best on ground. And obviously, we win this game. 17 goals won, unbelievably, if that's the case. Dan McStay up the ground, I thought, was a bit of a relief, and it sort of worked because he had an impact despite not dominating on the scoreboard. But that kick inside 50 to Jamie Elliott in the final quarter, Elliott kicks that goal. That move where Dan McStay's up the ground allows Jamie Elliott to have that space inside 50, and fuck me, it worked. bloody worked. And I want to see that going forward. So Dan McStay to play the Tim Membry 2025 role, where he's up the ground. So he should be able to play this sort of role. And for Jack Buller, he didn't cement himself in the best 23, and he may have to play in the ruck next week and the week after if he's staying in. But I think Charlie West is that key forward for the future. Hopefully, he has a big game in the VFL. But Jack Buller, yeah, he was okay. Kicked the goal, so I'll give him a pass mark there. Will Hayes, 2 goals. You keep Will Hayes in the squad. Doesn't win a lot of the ball, but 2 goals. He's pressure around the ground. What more can you say? Keep the youngsters in. It's nice to see these youngsters keep playing well. Hopefully, Angus Anderson doesn't get dropped. Stats wise, bit of a bad game. His tackling technique wasn't there. Hawthorn were ready for him. He was ready for them. Just yeah, a bit of a stalemate. Ned Long gives away so many free kicks. That's the only reason why I would drop him because the free kicks. But against his old side, he had a point to prove. And I know I should have said this at the start, but for Darcy Moore, he's our captain. He's a Collingwood player. Yes, we're frustrated. We're disappointed that he fumbled this win for us. But any abuse that's sent Darcy Moore's way, you can fuck off. I don't want you involved on my channel. We're not doing that around these parts, all right? Put an arm around him. Yes, you're frustrated, you're disappointed, but don't send him abuse. Don't be all about that, all right? Just, it's one game. It's disappointing. He didn't have a good game, I know, but hopefully he doesn't have these sort of performances going forward. It's getting through unscathed, and hopefully he doesn't produce these sort of bad games. And not just that fumble. There was times where he spoiled it, but back into play he was in the way of other players and just couldn't get involved. So for him, yes, the injury wise, he got through unscathed. Unless there's scans or something that comes up after the game, yeah, don't send him abuse, all right? You're better than that. We're better than that. We're all better than that. So please don't. But look, VFL Friday nights, it's in Dingley, the Kennedy Community Centre. Just 12 AFL listed players. There's 5 changes. Reef McInnes out with the ACL. Jack Buller, AFL. Harvey Harrison and Joel Cochrane have been told, or we've been told they've been injured, but they're not on the injury list, but I'll say they're managed. We'll find out next week if they're playing, and Luke Wayne all dropped. In comes Will Phillips for his first game for Collingwood in the VFL. Ben DeBolfo comes back in. Liam Hughes, Harry Kennedy come in, and Tyke McCarthy, the brother of Zach McCarthy, comes in. So again, 12 AFL listed players: Zach McCarthy, Ben DeBolfo, Jacob Bryan. Zach McCarthy listed in the back pocket. Won't be the case. Sam Swadling, Noah Howes, Tao Jath across halfback. Noah Howes will play in the back line. And yeah, hopefully Noah Howes has a good game and gives us some considerations for the back line. Centre on the wings, Taj Woden, Ty Prindable, and Brady Gray smack bang in the centre. Half forwards, Charlie West, Will Phillips, and Bryn Teakle. Hopefully Eddie Ford comes in soon. I don't know what's going on there. Forward pockets, Bobby the Hill, Kennedy, Liam Hughes, and Lero Smith in the ruck. Ed Allen, Lockie Sullivan in the middle. Mixture of contested bull and speed, Ed Allen and Lockie Sullivan. And on the bench, Jai Saxena, Xavier Ma, Oscar Forkhead, Josh Brown, and Tyke McCarthy. Again, 12 AFL listed players against Box Hill, who made the prelim last year. They've been a solid VFL side, Box Hill, so not expecting a win in the VFL. It's in Dingley, so I won't go, but I will watch it, and then I'll do the VFL report on Saturday. Yeah, I'll leave you guys all to it. I've overslept. I've got a headache. It's been a shit week for me, but I'll get through it. No sympathy, please. I'll get through it, please. Just talk about the game in the comments. Leave your thoughts down below. Obviously, post your frustrations about Darcy Moore. Yeah, but don't give him abuse. That's all I'm going to say. Besides that, I'll leave you guys all to it. I'm hoping you guys have had a good week. Please be well. Please be safe. And I'll see you guys in the VFL report on Saturday. Up the pies.